If you're from Halifax, it's hard to miss this place. It's actually the reason Halifax was formed in the first place. I'm talking about the Maritime Forces Atlantic, the largest military establishment in all of the country, and their economic contributions to this region, far reaching. The fundraising they do, the jobs that they have here in this city, it's super important. And I'm going to take a cruise on these waterways with Base Commander Brian Santarpia, and he's going to show me why Halifax truly is a smart city. What does this do? Ah! Thanks a lot, buddy, for giving me this tour on this boat.
My pleasure, Craig.
So, other than patrolling, is there another function you guys do other than just looking for danger?
Well, we're always training so that we're ready. So from Halifax, we support all of the Army, Air Force, and Navy forces here in Nova Scotia and in eastern Newfoundland.
I hear a lot in the news now, like those pesky pirates out there. Do we have pirates coming into Halifax trying to raid and pillage our ships?
It is an issue off the east coast of Africa, and our commerce around the world is important to Canadians. You know, it makes up about 40% of our gross domestic product, and so we play our part in protecting that commerce around the world.
So once again, not just a military aspect, there's a business aspect to this as well.
Absolutely, it's a big part of why Canada needs a navy, and so we do that. We have 7 frigates, 2 destroyers, and a tanker, plus several submarines here in Halifax, and they're doing their part around the world to protect that commerce. 172 there is the Quest, and that's our scientific research vessel. So her job is to go do science research around the world. Then right beside her is the Montreal. So she's a frigate. We'll send her anywhere in the world. And then beside her must be Iroquois, because Athabascan's over in England. They all look the same, big and gray, eh?
Big and gray.
That's Preserver. So of course she's bigger, so and doesn't look the same. That's our replenishment vessel. So she's our tanker, and it's a really important force multiplier. We can stay on station a lot longer because of her. The fuel hoses come off of those to the ship, and we'll fuel as we're moving along through the water at 12 or 15 knots.
Oh yeah?
Which is it's almost 20 kilometers an hour. We put about $650 million into the economy every year from this base. It's a phenomenally large part of the city.
Do you feel connected to the community?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I'm originally from way out west on the west coast of Canada. When you're in the Navy, you spend at least half your career, if not more, here in Halifax, and this becomes home for every sailor in the Navy, I think. There's 11,000 employees here, and every one of those employees is doing so much more than just their job. They all have families. They're all involved in their communities. You know, they're all the coaches of local soccer and hockey teams. They're volunteering for charities all over town. Just this year alone, the base raised over $600,000.
$600,000?
Absolutely, over $600,000 this year for the Government of Canada Charitable Workplace Campaign.
You know, people tend to forget that takes an awful lot of personal time to do that.
Like I said, it's their community, and we don't have to ask people to do that. They all want to be involved, and they all want to make the place a better place for their kids, because this is where they're going to spend the vast majority of their career.
So other than being military, like, civilians you must employ civilians.
We sure do. You know, like I said, we have 4,000 civilians employed here in the Halifax region, and a big chunk of that is at the fleet maintenance facility. So the 1,200 civilians who work there, who do the maintenance and help us do the maintenance on all of the ships. And it's a really important part of making sure the ships are always ready to go whenever we need them. They're complex weapon systems that take constant care and attention, and they do that level of maintenance. In fact, we're in the middle of modernizing all of our frigates. The 7 frigates here on this coast will all be refitted up at the Irving Shipyard Industries Yard, which is just north of the dockyard.
You have the best people that you need to do the civilian jobs to fix these ships,
right.
Make sure they're safe, make sure they're good for another 10 years, because it can't be cheap to build a ship from scratch.
No, absolutely not. You know, a warship, like to replace a warship like the one we see right here, would probably cost us close to $1 billion.
Oh, wow. So it's very important to have those companies that have the infrastructure already set up to be able to handle making sure that these things still work for another 10 years.
Absolutely.
Well, it's got to be nice. Normally, I go to my neighbor, knock on the door, and ask for a cup of sugar. You guys knock on your neighbor's door and say, can you fix our ships?
Absolutely, and they do a great job of it.
So did the Queen give us a big thumbs up here to our military operations here?
She certainly did. I think she had a great visit, and I think she was really proud of the Navy and of Canada as a whole.
They always said it took a community to build a house. It sounded like it took a community to build a military, to build a city. We have a neighbor right next to you that you knock on the door, cup of sugar? No, you say, you want to fix our boats? They do it. We all work together. We all live together. We all play together here in the Oceans Playground right now at the Halifax Harbour. This is a smart city.